the FA Cup back on the JB Claret YouTube channel, and our coverage of this season's competition begins at Champion Hill, where we're going to see a real epic tie here between Dulwich Hamlet, who are 16th in the National League South, and Carlisle United, who are 19th in League 2. There are 45 league places between these two teams and two divisions. It makes for what could be an exciting tie, and I think it could well be. I think we could have a really good battle royal here this evening, at Champion Hill. We'll give you the two lineups when the teams emerge from the tunnel. My apologies there. We're just checking to make sure the sound's all right, and the sound is fantastic. It's a very cold night down here. So National League South, and it's a cracking atmosphere. The kick-off is about 5 minutes away, folks. I should also tell you that there'll be no extra time if it's a draw after 90 minutes. They will be a replay. Just got to take a sip of coffee because it's a really cold evening here. It's a proper game. This is a proper cup tie. This is what true football's all about. There's Dulwich Hamlet in the light blue shirts. Carlisle in change strip of fluorescent green, or sort of a real greenish sort of kit, green and black piping on it. And this really is going to be a tough old test for them. Remember, a 600-mile round trip for Carlisle and their supporters. There are 100 of them that do live locally in London, so we're not far from London. And what an atmosphere as the teams are greeted to a humongous reception. There are 3,000 here at Champion Hill Stadium this evening for this first round FA Cup tie. And what an atmosphere awaits them now. And the whole place, I can tell you, is shaking here. It's an absolute atmosphere. FA Cup. We were commentating on a European game last night. We're here at the grassroots, if you like, of the game. And then we go to Anfield, one of the cathedrals of English football, on Sunday for a real flavour of the top of the table of the Premier League, so you're going to see three kinds of games. You saw yesterday the European game. Now you're going to see a true flavour of the FA Cup, sponsored of course by Emirates. And what an atmosphere. It's nice to see everything going on. Let's look at the Dulwich Hamlet side. Now Granger will start in goal. That's Charlie Granger starts in goal for them. And then the back four consists of Marvin McCoy, Richard Ulu, Christian Smith and Nathan Smith. Nathan Smith will play at right back, and McCoy, in fact, will play left back. McCoy on the right. And then it's Chapman on the right. Voles and Dempsey, the two centre midfielders, and McCarna will play on the left side of the midfield. And Mills, who leads the side up front, and Youssef on the double strike partnership. On the bench, we've got Edwards, Connors, Ajaja, Taylor, Hunt, Kunis, and Akinemi. And they are 16th in National League South, managed by Gavin Wells. Now, then Carlisle, under the managership of Stephen Presley, I've got Adam Cohen who's the captain in goal. They're going to play with a back three, and it's Brathwaite, Webster and Mellish, who are going to be the three centre-backs. Webster, the central one of the three. Then it's Geffen Jones and Mike Jones, Bridge and Iredale. So Jones will play on the right-hand side, Iredale on the left, with Jones and Bridge play before. Then they're going to go three up front with Thomas, Olamora, the central striker, and McCurdy playing on the left of the three. So essentially it's a 3-4-3 formation. On the bench for Carlisle, we've got Gray, the goalkeeper, Carroll, Hope, Loft, Knight Percival, Sagaf and Sorensen. Tonight's referee comes from Derbyshire, and that is James Oldham. As I said, 45 places and 2 divisions separate the 2 sides here at Champion Hill tonight. The pitch, I have to say, is in a fantastic condition. Looks in fantastic. Stephen Presley has actually won the Scottish Cup, or the Scottish version of the FA Cup, north of the border, as a player in his Hearts days. And of course, we're gonna just pause for a second to remember those, and in each and every game we're going to have a 2-minute silence and the last pause played at every match tonight in honour of those who gave their lives in conflict over the last 100 or so years. And we'll now observe the minute silence and the last post. Immaculately observed by everyone inside Champion Hill. Well done to everybody there. Well done to everybody. So settle back, everybody. Put the kettle on and listen along to this first round FA Cup tie to warm up your Friday nights. And Russ is at Norwich for their Friday night game as well. So Norwich and Watford are playing at Carrow Road, and that will be a game that Russ will be following for us, and we'll be giving you regular updates on that one tonight at Carrow Road. We're just waiting for the match ball, and there's a few silver foil FA Cups in the crowd here at Champion Hill tonight. Will Dulwich Hamlet be champions themselves? Who knows? They're in the blue shirt with the diagonal pink band, and we're all set to go. And they're going to be attacking the goal, Dulwich, to my left-hand side. And away we go then. The FA Cup press round proper kicks off, and it's Dulwich attacking the goal to our left-hand side. And the old 1-11, if you like. And, of course, Carlisle in the bluish-green away shirts they have. They usually play in a darker shade of blue. And an early throw then for Carlisle, level with their own penalty area. Well won there by the number 6, Christian Smith. Ball knocked back forward there by Dempsey. Dempsey now finds Youssef, who got the ball back, and now the ball will be fed back to Charlie Granger, the goalkeeper, who kicks long. First real touch of the ball, and he tries to get Jeffrey Moncana on the way, and here's Jeffrey Moncana, but the flag is up for an offside decision as he bolted down the left-hand side. I think so. They've made them themselves. supporters of lower league teams get into the cup spirit, as you well know, and it's this is what we love about football. These nights like this or days like this, and there's going to be plenty of these as well. There's a few fireworks being let off away to my left-hand side, I've noticed. Here's Adam Collin, who's the captain of Carlisle, with the free kick. Forward it goes, a little flick on there, and it comes again to number 11. And I'm watching this game at the snooker. The snooker is on at the moment, and there's a foul there on number 19, Jack Bridge. A free kick to Carlisle, deep inside the Dulwich half of the field here. Carlisle struggling a little bit, 19th in the second in the League Two. Maybe fighting a relegation battle to stay in the Football League come the end of the season here. Stephen Presley's side has been in charge 9 months at Brampton Park. The free kick floated into the penalty area there by number 7, Nathan Thomas. And there was a couple of players that went in there, and the header went wide in the end, and it's behind for a goal kick in any case. The opportunity in the second minute for Stephen Presley's side. Good free kick there from Nathan Thomas. Now Charlie Granger in an all-yellow goalkeeper's jersey tonight. It's a cold night, but it's a white-hot atmosphere inside this very small arena here. As the kick comes forward, a couple of players jumping for that simultaneously. Karen Carn is here tonight. She was in the commentary box at Wolves where we were last night. Wherever JB Claret goes, Karen Carney goes as well. And she's working for television tonight, for BBC Television. We're working for the JB Claret channel. As Brathwaite gets the ball back. And it's now with Adam Cohen now, the vastly experienced captain goalkeeper. And of course the minute silence at Norwich has been very well respected as well. There's been the last, unlike tonight, they've had the last post played, and of course the last post will surely be played at Anfield on Sunday, where we'll bring you uninterrupted match commentary of that huge Premier League clash. And of course we'll bring you a delayed match from a big game in the Premier League tomorrow, which will be Burnley against West Ham. So I'm going to be a busy boy for the next few weeks. As the ball flicks over the top, over towards the far side, that Burnley West Ham game will run that on Sunday night for you. Meanwhile, Dulwich have got a throw in deep inside Carlisle United territory. On the far side, the dark blue shirt with the pink band across the chest. Ball in there by Chapman. And a test for the goalkeeper, Cohen. And he just about got there. And Deafera has just scored for Watford. That's a huge blow for Norwich, that is. But meanwhile, here in the FA Cup, it's Smith now knocking the ball back. Now, a chance here for Vos now. Number 8, down the left-hand side. Plays it in there towards Youssef. Plays a 1-2. And again, Vos tries to get in behind in the Champion of Champions. In the snooker, it's Ronnie O'Sullivan 2, Neil Robertson 2, and they're at the mid-session interval in that game. So Panini is now reporting from the snooker. I never thought we'd see Panini. We're now covering snooker now on this channel. Coming up to 5 minutes gone here at Champion Hill Stadium. As Dulwich are giving a good account of themselves, but it's Carlisle on the break, but the long ball forward is out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in against the Dulwich Hamlet. They actually spent a whopping 111 years trying to get out the Isthmian League. And they finally got it. They're 2 divisions away from the Football League. If they were to get promotion, which looks highly unlikely with their league position in the National League South, they'd be in the National League proper. And then if they were to get promotion from there, they'd be in the... where Cardiff now are, Carlisle, are now, and it's a throw into Dulwich, and there's a little bit of a skirmish there. There's the manager, Gavin Rose. This is his 589th game as a manager tonight for the club, and what a job he's done. Kept with it. He's not many people even at grassroots make it to nearly 600 games as a manager these days. Not in the harsh world of English football. Certainly at the top level. Anyway, throw-in to be taken by number 14, Geffin Jones. not to be confused by the former Blue Peter presenter of the same name. Now the ball comes forward now towards the edge of the penalty area. Now here comes Thomas, number 7. And Thomas jinks his way into the penalty area. Still Thomas to the byline. Cross comes in. There's a couple of flicks at the far post. And there still might be a chance off the line. They claim a goal, Carlisle. Then Jones goes in and it's a free kick to Dulwich because of a foul there. But there's a real opportunity there inside it. And it was, I think it was Olmouth who got in there. It was a good run by Thomas. Tricked Smith this way and that. There's the shot. And Olmouth got his shot in and it was kicked off the line. And good defending as it turns out here. Wow. And Granger was beaten a mile in that goal, but Thomas showing his prowess there. As Dulwich now come in search of a goal themselves. Shot deflects and just wide of the target. Here was a terrific effort. And almost rewarded there. As they cut in from the left-hand side, it was number 10 here, Youssef, who made all the running here. Good shot, and he just gets a slight deflection off the defender, which was Brathwaite, and it's a corner kick. And Iredale is watching Youssef like a hawk now as this corner is going to be whipped in from the far side. And it is whipped in there, and the heads go up, and it's a Carlisle one who wins that particular battle. Then Dempsey competes, and then the ball is hooked away by Carlisle, and now it's 2-on-2 here. It's 2-on-2 now, and now there's a problem here as they bomb down the left here, Carlisle. Dulwich trying to get numbers back, and the ball played across, and it's in! Carlisle have scored, and it's Olawamba who's got it. It all came from a Dulwich corner. And Carlisle broke. It was 2 against 2 for many of the two as they broke down the left-hand side. The ball played across, and Olamola finishing off superbly. It was a real harsh lesson there for the non-leaguers there as the ball was played in. They didn't really defend it well enough, I felt. A little bit kamikaze with the marking there. The goalkeeper badly out of position. A wonderful run, it has to be said here. Good cross back and a great finish with the right foot into the net. And it's 1-0 for Carlisle. And it could be a long old night here for Dulwich. Stephen Presley, delighted about that. They're under a little bit of pressure here, Carlisle, because they're struggling in the league. And a really good goal it was too. So Olamola with the goal. 8 minutes gone. Dulwich Hamlet 0, Carlisle United 1 in the FA Cup first round. Live on the JB Claret YouTube channel, our FA Cup coverage. The first time we've ever covered a live match in the first round, and then the ball played back in almost a horrible moment there for Granger as the ball bobbled now. McCoy getting it forward down the right-hand side for Dulwich. Can they force themselves back into this game? Carlisle, the most northernest team in the whole of the English League. More northern than Newcastle and Sunderland put together. Carlisle right on the outskirts of the England and Scotland border, of course, and an attempt to pass has hit the referee, James Oldham, who comes from Derbyshire. As the ball comes forward once again, Newcaton's on his way there. Silky skills by the referee, says Panini. It definitely was silky skills, but not for Dulwich, I'm afraid. Good header won there by the number 5, Olu. Did really well, but now the ball is with Carlisle, and they've got a good break on here, and it's Hurwell leading the charge this time down the left-hand side. But well policed again by that defence of Dulwich Hamlet, and now they'll get a throw in about 5 yards or so from halfway here, Dulwich, and a little bit of breathing space maybe as Stephen Presley's side now look to build on this early lead that they've got now here at Champion Hill. Of course, Newbury, and of course they're expelled from the competition, and it's sad really to see a lower league team. We've touched on Bury so often at the start of the season and how they've been badly run. Bolton will probably just be pleased to be in with playing a cup tie next on Saturday as well. There's 31 in fact non-league teams playing this weekend. There should have been 32, but Chichester they won a bye, of course, through to the second round, so they got through to the second round without having to kick a ball. Meanwhile here, as Dulwich come forward, and well played there by the number 7 Chapman. Did well, and he's forced the corner there, and Carlisle just on the back foot, and Dulwich have responded really well, and Ben Chapman there did remarkably well. Look at this tenacious play there, wins the ball there, and did really well to get it away from Byron Webster, who didn't really attempt to clear it properly, and now Dulwich have a chance here from a corner kick into the 6-yard area it goes. It's a bit up and underish. Comes to Chapman, but he can't get there. And Carlisle trying to clear, but Chapman has put his man under pressure now. A real opportunity now for Dempsey over on the far side. Now then, the number 9, Danny Mills, who's the captain, the club captain, takes on Iredale and beats him. Gets a good cross in there, and it's turned away by John Mellish. And behind for... No, I think it's a foul there. I think it's a foul on the far side, is it? Is it... well, is he giving it to Dulwich here? Well, it looked a foul on the number 11 for Carlisle, I have to say. McCurdy, I thought McCurdy was actually the foul, was the man fouled, but the referee seems to want to give it to the non-leaguers, so... It's a free kick which number 8, Dominic Vose, will take with his right foot. Again, Iredale will be watching like a hawk for Youssef. One of their top performers so far this season. And it goes now towards Youssef, and he got a little flick on it, but it went the other way, unfortunately. Now the ball on the left-hand side. Knocked back in great interest by Olu. Did really well. Now Youssef. And now the number 4 once again, Dempsey. The ball chipped forward again, and a chance here for Youssef to get it under that right foot, and he did so, but he hit his own man, unfortunately. It was all at 25 yards as he shot. Right foot, it was a really good potential effort there that could have gone either way there, but certainly with 13 minutes gone with it, even despite the fact that Carlisle scored in that opening 13 minutes. So they're giving a good account of themselves, and they're giving as good as they've got here, and that's can only be good news to the match. And there's another free kick now, deep inside Carlisle territory. And Dulwich having plenty of the play now, which is encouraging signs for them. Free kick was taken too quickly for referee Oldham's liking. And one or two Dulwich players giving him the cold shoulder. It was a foul there by Brathwaite, in fact, on number 7 Chapman. And Brathwaite, I think he's going to have a... No, he's going to link up with the wall. I thought the referee might have had a bit of a word with Brathwaite, but it's a 3 kick, and you know, Adam Coyne wants 4 in the wall. Is it going to be 5? I mean, we're looking at it now. It must be about, 35 yards out, maybe a little bit more. We're into the 14th minute of the contest. We've had 14 minutes of the contest. It's 1-0 to Carlisle if you joined us late. And we're getting the true magic of the FA Cup here tonight. If we can get an equaliser, this would be an amazing moment in the chapter of the FA Cup. The free kick comes in and over the bar. It was just to the right of centre, and it was over the top in the end. The free kick right-footed. I think it might have been... can't tell who it was. It was over the top in any case. Not the best commentary position here at Dulwich, I can tell you. That's why the commentary may be a little bit less descriptive than usual. 15 minutes gone. It's not two teams that I commentate on frequently, but it's nice to actually feature two sides like that. And Wolves against, Wolves last night. I just want to thank everybody who tuned in last night. I know despite despite one or two people making mistakes on the comment section, you guys tuned in your droves. 2,500 of you listened along last night, and to the Europa League game between Wolves and Slovan Bratislava as Coyne kicks clear for Carlisle. And big up to everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause. But here on the game, we've come from Molineux and we've come to Champion Hill Stadium. And that's surely another foul there. He's going to give the free kick again. The number 10 is coming in for some stick here, and Iredale has been penalised, Jack Iredale. So an opportunity here. Youssef has won the free kick again. In fact, it wasn't. It was John Mellish who was penalised, not Jack Iredale. A free kick here in a very dangerous position. Dominic Vose to take it. Can Dulwich equalise? Gavin Rose hopefully helps his side. That can do it. As the ball will be played into the penalty area. Christian Smith is up from the back as well, as that free kick is a bit lower this time. It didn't have the height as the last one. As the ball's pumped in there by Dempsey, and then, well, again, half a chance maybe there as Dempsey played the ball in, but one or two players went in there and just missed it in the end. Again, you think, you get the feeling actually that this might be the best chance for success for Dulwich tonight, despite the fact that they're 1-0 down. I think Dulwich have got every chance here from set plays. I think that's what the non-leaguers must do. I think if they can get a goal from a set play, it really sets up this tie magnificently. Just to remind you, there will be no extra time played here tonight. If it does end level, there will be a replay in a week and a half's time back up at Brunton Park. Still replays required in the first few rounds of the Cup proper, from first to fourth, and then it has to be settled on the day from the fifth round all the way to the final. Benini reckons Dulwich might just equalise and get a draw out of it. Well, they might have ideas of winning it, who knows. 1-0, remember, at Carrow Road to Watford, who haven't won this season, as the cross came in from the right-hand channel there from Dulwich, and it's gone behind for a goal kick in the end. And Adam Coyne having one or two words to say to his outfield players. He's the club captain as well as the goalkeeper. There he is, number 1 in the all-orange kit. And again, all those homemade FA Cups made from glitter, silver glitter and cardboard and Christ knows what materials. It's the Blue Peter style, there's ribbons on it and Christ knows what. But the FA Cup is far from decided yet. We're in the first round proper, and that's where all the leagues 1 and 2 come into fruition. Championship and Premier League, the big guns, don't come in until January, which is round 3 of the competition. As Bridge wins a throw-in, I think, for Carlisle. He does. And now Geffing Jones will take the throw-in. As Brantwaite is looks a little bit injured here. There, the young lad. And that's a poor ball there. And Jones letting him know in no uncertain terms. As Smith now takes the throw-in to Dulwich. On towards the number 9 here, Danny Mills, the captain. And here's a chance now. McCarna now. McCarna, good skills to the byline. Oh, and the cross. Oh, he just couldn't find the players in the 6-yard area. There was 2 or 3 Dulwich players waiting in the penalty area. Oh, that would have been a real opportunity there. It was a great run there by Jeffrey McCarna. It was a really good run down the left-hand channel. Got to the byline, and that was a terrific opportunity as then McCarna then hits another through ball, and again the goalkeeper having words to say to his defenders. We've had nearly 20 minutes gone here at Champion Hill, and despite the fact that Carlisle are leading by a goal to nil, Dulwich in fact are giving it as good as they've got here on their own patch. Russ, of course, letting Football Focus in fact on BBC are going to be at Maidenhead in point of fact. They kick off at 3 o'clock tomorrow. That's Russ's hometown club. They're away at Maidenhead in their first round cup game, and that's a 3 o'clock kick-off. And of course, we'll give you the updates from all the other cup ties from Sunday as well in our match at Anfield on Sunday between Liverpool and Manchester City. That's the Premier League game. It's the top of the Premier League, with the title could well be on the line, and Liverpool's unbeaten record on the line this weekend in a very big way, but it's Manchester City who haven't got a good record at Anfield. In fact, they haven't won in the league there since a 3-1 victory in 1981. That's how long it has been. But here in the FA Cup, it's Dulwich Hamlet on the attack. And here is McCoy. Plays the ball back. And again, good keep ball there. Now Christian Smith. Oh, he did well there to dummy away from Nathan Thomas magnificently. The long ball forward, but he's out of play on the right-hand side. And it's going to be a throw-in to Dulwich anyway. Olamola with the goal. This is how it happened. It was a terrific run here by I think it was the number 11 here. McKill. Yeah, it was number 11, McCurdy, who got the cross in. McCurdy with the cross, and then just with the right foot inside the 6-yard area, tapping that in. That was the 8th minute when he struck there, and now here come Carlisle on the break once again. And here's Thomas down the right-hand side. Oh, good tackle again. And Dulwich are giving a good account of themselves. Now the other number 11, McCarna. There's Jeffrey McCarna. He's got some skills, this lad. Oh, and he nearly ran right the way through there. And in fact, Chapman has fouled his man. It's a free kick to Carlisle. And a little bit of disappointment hushes around Champion Hill here. It's a terrific run there by McCarna. Just trying to take on one player down south. Panini says I've got Dover Athletic and Southend United and Yees and Yedin United against Oxford United. That's on his channel. Panini's got 2 FA Cup commentaries on Sunday, and you'll be able to hear them both on his channel before going over to mine for that big Premier League clash with a 4:30 kickoff between Klopp's Reds and Guardiola's Blues. I've just seen Ross's comment. Ross's comment telling me I feel stupid. Oh, you don't, Sue. Don't worry. You're fine, love. Absolutely fine. Anyway, halfway through the first half, it's Dulwich Hamlet 0, Carlisle United 1, but it's a really good competitive FA Cup tie, and it's been an enjoyable 23.5 minutes so far. But it's Carlisle winning by a goal to 0, and here they are on the attack here with Jones, and well cut out again, this time by Ben Dempsey. Did really well there, Dempsey. So Geffin Jones, not to be confused with the television presenter who started his presenting career on Blue Peter. Not that Geffin Jones, but this is the Geffin Jones on the ball now. Maidenhead down south, Sue. Rotherham on my hometown club. Yeah, Maidenhead are down south. I've got a few commentating buddies who then the television cameras almost got something there as that ball was cleared away. Gave that some mighty wallop there. Did Christian Smith out the play on the near side and almost hit the television commentary team there as well. And a few Carlisle United fans have braved the journey. They've come down in hundreds from the M6, the M1, and the M25. It's been it's going to be a 7-hour round trip for these Carlisle fans on a Friday night. I think that's 500 or so of them are here in a crowd of 3,000 here at Champion Hill, and that's a good turnout for an away team in the FA Cup. There's a few Carlisle United fans who really do love the true favour of the FA Cup. They've pulled off some giant killings in the past, Carlisle, but they are the giants to be slayed here, if Dulwich can get themselves back into this game. They do trail by a goal to 0, however, but here comes Nathan Smith, and the ball's run out of play, and it will be a Dulwich throw. Carlisle just under a little bit of pressure here at the moment, and really under the cosh a little bit. Stephen Presley will be a little concerned, even though this team are a goal to the good. But Dulwich are really stepping up to the plate and doing it in the grand manner. And here is Youssef turning nicely midway inside the Carlisle half. Now the ball out to the far side. A decent cross. The 2 players converging on it. Now Makara will let that go, I think, for a throw-in. He will. Almost in line with the Carlisle penalty area. edge of the Carlisle 18-yard box on the near side. They've taken the throw quickly. Now here's Smith. Smith playing a 1-2 with McCarna. Now here's a chance now for Vose to come forward. He's run about 10 yards in field with the ball. And now the ball out towards the far side here. And here's a chance now. Shot comes in, and it came in from the right-hand channel. I think it might have been Marvin McCoy with the right-footed shot. And it only just cleared the crossbar. But I tell you what, it got a good round of applause from most of the crowd here at Champion Hill. This was a terrific effort from the right-hand side. In fact, it hits the top of the bar. It should have been 1-1 there. It deserved a lot better than what he got, and it should have been one apiece there. Dulwich are really playing some wonderful football here tonight, and are very unlucky there with that missed opportunity not to be level. I think they should be level in this game. The Dulwich fans now, smiles on their faces, positivity abounding here, because they may well be trailing, but they're taking the game to Carlisle. This really is a special, special night. If they can just take one of their chances at 1-0, I think we could be in for something very, very special. This really is a terrific game of football. 27 almost and a half minutes gone in the first round of the FA Cup. This is amazing. Free kick for offside. It's Charlie Granger, the keeper, in all yellow, kicks long towards the edge of the Carlisle penalty area. Header forward made by Dempsey. Now a chase on there for Chapman, but well played. The defender there managed to get it back to his goalkeeper, Adam Collin. Did really well. In fact, it was Byron Webster, I should say. Well, 1-0. Oh, and well, Iredale. Oh, he's got away with one there. The referee's put his flag up, and the ball was hit the post, but the flag was up. There was a foul there. But my word, Carlisle there were very, very lucky. They've got off scot-free there. Just watch this again. I'm just watching on a replay. Well, he has fouled his man in fairness, but Iredale really was dawdling on the ball. Youssef was through, but he had fouled his man in the process, and it will be a free kick to Carlisle, who will be relieved by that. But just a bit of organ eagerness there by Youssef, but the crowd are right up for this one now. There's no doubt about that. 29 minutes almost gone. Still Dulwich Hamlet 0, Carlisle United 1. League 2 leading the National League, the Vanarama National League South. 45 places and 2 divisions separate these two gladiatorial teams here at Champion Hill, but Dulwich are playing like a team of champions, and can the team live up to the name of their ground and really topple a league side tonight? It's the first time they've had a league side here at this ground since the 1930s. So this is a real opportunity, and I tell you what, Dulwich are going to make a few bob out of this one tonight, because 3,000 is quite a good gate for a team of their size, small size, and of course there's the added bonus of appearing on national television, of course, on BBC Two. Meanwhile, there's a foul there by one of the Carlisle players, and I think it's Nathan Smith who's number 9. Sorry, Danny Mills has gone down there. And really is. And there's been another frame won there by Neil Robertson in the Champions of Snooker. I think that's in Coventry, I think. Ronnie O'Sullivan now trailing by 3 frames to 2 against Neil Robertson. And just going off topic, computer games wise, I just want to formally welcome Cricket 19 and Snooker 19 to the family of YouTube computer games that we will be playing on the YouTube channel. Will be featured on the YouTube channel, as well as audio commentaries and FIFA 20 as well. So plenty more content as well, and of course face to camera stuff about football and other things as well. So watch this space. Snooker fans and cricket fans, if you like your cricket and your snooker, come and subscribe to us as well as football as well. We're trying to appeal to other sports fans as well as the football fraternity. we want to make snooker fans and cricket fans feel loved as well, and we'll be hoping to cover some of the next year's cricket season as well, if it's any as good as it was this summer when England won the World Cup and came within maybe a test match at Lord's, winning the Ashes. In fact, it finished 2-2 and Australia took the earn on with them. But I tell you what, the next Ashes, well, the next home Ashes series, hopefully we'll be able to cover for you here on the JB Kite YouTube channel. All the test matches next year will be commentary highlights, as well as the European Championship. So a busy summer of sport here on this YouTube channel next year, as we look to expand as well on our sporting repertoire. And meanwhile, in the FA Cup, this is a good run there by Chapman, and he just loses possession, but well played again as Mellish looked to knock that one away, but it came off Youssef, who did really well there to block the ball down, but alas, the ball has gone out for a goal kick. Benini very, very intoxicated in this game, as well as the snooker, it seems. Still 1-0 incidentally to Watford, in case you were wondering, at Carrow Road. Well, next year we will probably need 2 commentators. We're going to be doing T20 mainly, Russ, as regards live action, so we'll certainly need 2 commentators. Myself will be one, and Russ, I'm hoping, will be the other one. And we'll aim to cover most of the county T20 games and some England T20 matches live for you as well, with Russ and myself next year commentating. And the plan is we'll do 5 overs each commentary stint. Anyway, that's in the future. Here's Gethin Jones for Carlisle in the FA Cup in the early winter time, and a chance at the near post for McKinley. And the flag, in fact, had gone up for an offside decision anyway, so the goal would not have stood in any case. But just a nice little moment there for Carlisle, because they've been under a little bit of pressure. Gethin Jones with the run down the right-hand side, and McCurdy just couldn't apply the finishing touch. But as I said, he was offside in any case, so the goal would not have stood. That's the goal kick comes in. On kick forward. We're looking to reconvene with rugby later on early next year. We're looking to buy more sports games as well. So snooker and cricket are our first 2 purchases, and then we'll look at rugby in the new year, and maybe a couple of other sports, motor racing, Formula 1 as well. I've always fancied myself as a Murray Walker as well, so we'll look to do that as well. Maybe bring back an old sporting favourite. Trevor Sports brought back Grandstand. I might just bring back World of Sport. For those who are over 35, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was a show on ITV similar to Grandstand. It had different sports. Dickie Davis was the host and not Des Lynam, and it ran until 30 years ago. In fact, 33 years since it stopped. But it was a successor. It was a sort of a rival to Grandstand, as McCurdy's tracked offside. We are going back in time now. Anyway, in the game, let's get back to today's stuff. And Russ has reported from Carrow Road that Watford have been forced into a substitute. Pereira's gone off with an injury, I believe. And Andre Gray, the former Burnley man, comes on in his place. Watford, the only team in the Premier League yet to win. They're winning at the moment as Dulwich come forward, but the long through ball is well cut out by Adam Collins. Just too much venom maybe on the through ball, and in the end, there we go. Dickie Davis, what's the scores? And Dickie now, I think he's 90 years old now, is Dickie Davis. A terrific presenter. He used to present a lot of the snooker as well when I was growing up on ITV back in the day. Meanwhile, in the FA Cup, on the JB Clark YouTube channel, not ITV because we're not a television company, but we're into the final 10 minutes here, and of the first half, that is, and it's Dulwich 0, Carlisle United 1. But it's been a good match, it's been a good watch, it's been really enjoyable. Sue, Russ, Panini, and everyone else. If Chris is on tonight, if you're on, Chris, yeah, Jimmy White was the man. He won a couple of ITB major events. I think I remember his first one being the old Mercantile final. I think he beat Cliff Foreman in a final frame decider at Warrington in '86, and it won him his first ever ranking tournament, and then he won the Dulwich British Open a year later. Yep, I can even remember snooker in the 80s. That's how son I am, and that's how much sporting knowledge I've got. Anyway, in the FA Cup in today's world, it's Thomas down the right-hand channel. Now Jones is crossing into the area and he's been turned in. I think it might have been an own goal, you know. Well, McCurdy is claiming it, but I've got a suspicion it might be an own goal here. Carlisle are celebrating, going 2 goals clear with just less than 9 minutes of the first half remaining. A little bit of relief, I'm absolutely certain, from Stephen Presley's face. Now then, was it a goal from him? From McCurdy, or was it an own goal? Well, it was a good overlapping run there. I think McCurdy did get the last touch, you know. I think it will be an own goal. No, it's not an own goal. It's definitely McCurdy's. There it is. No doubt about it. It is 2-0. McCurdy's got the second one. Odamola got the first. And McCurdy has got the second one now for Carlisle United. And it's, well, Dulwich have played so well, in fact. I don't think on balance deserve to be 2 goals down, but sometimes in football you don't get what you deserve, I'm afraid. And it's been the difference in the finishing. The league side have been a bit more ruthless when the finishing has been concerned, and the 2 goals have come right on the break. And in fact, Carlisle now 2 goals clear and winning another 3 kick here. Now Dulwich nearly need to just get themselves up and about a little bit. They can't afford to dwell on this now and try and maybe make it to half time with just a 2-goal deficit, and maybe try and go for it more in the second half. Maybe they don't still need to panic at this stage, Gavin Rose's side, but it would help very much so. The rain pouring down here now just outside of London. Webster forward from the back for this free kick. Gavin Jones is in there too. Mike Jones as well too. There's a 4-man committee there over the free kick. They've gone short. And it's come away now to Jeffrey Mancana now. He's really shown some promise, this young number 11 on the left wing. He's done really well, I have to say it. No, everyone. Well, we did a bit of athletics. We did some of the Olympic Games a few years back, and we've done boxing as well. That's I always enjoyed doing the boxing. So anyway, it's a terrific game of football here. Very much enjoying bringing you the coverage here of the FA Cup. It's a true flavour of proper football, this. And I just want to bring you some news from Burnley as well. That Chris Wood has signed a new contract with Burnley. He has signed an extension that keeps him to the club until 2023. So good news for Burnley fans and for Chris Wood, who's been in good form, been missing for the last couple of games through injury. And that really was excellent news. So Barnes, having signed yesterday a new deal, now Chris Wood has done likewise tonight, or today rather, and both main strikers at Turf Moor have now signed long-term deals, which really shows how happy they are with things at Turf Moor, and they are 2 magnificent strikers, and they work really well in tandem together. But Barnes may well be rested tomorrow because he's got a groin injury, and Chris Wood's tipped to be back as Dulwich hoist a high ball into the penalty area from the right-hand side. It's well repelled here by Carlisle, and here goes the number 7 again, Thomas. And Thomas is round the back. Oh, that's the foul, surely there. It was a silly challenge there by Christian Smith, who's furious with the decision, but I think the referee may well have to book him. I think the referee's right. It has to be a booking there for Christian Smith. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Thomas was making a good run, and he's pulled him over, I'm afraid. And just a little bit of indiscipline coming into the Dulwich side as we go into the final 5 minutes of the rain-soaked Champion Hill. Smith in the book. Free kick to Carlisle on the near side. And the last thing they need to do now at this stage, Dulwich, is lose discipline or respect, because they don't really want to be making too many more errors of note like that. Right, free kick, number 19 Bridge, or may well take it. No, it's not. It's floated in there by Thomas towards the penalty area. It's nodded out, I think, is it a throw-in? I think it might be a throw-in to Carlisle. But the Carlisle fans in good voice now, all 500 of them. Bueda has just missed an opportunity. Norwich 0, Watford 1. They've had 38 minutes at Carrow Road, incidentally. As Thomas again gets the cross in. Thomas again tries the shot this time where foot goes past the right-hand post and behind for a Dutch goal kick. It's still 2-0 to Carlisle. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go to the half-time interval, where, as usual, we'll take a 10-minute breather and then reconvene with the second half. And, of course, any post-match interviews will bring you here. We're on the air until about 10 o'clock tonight. But it's Warriors 0, Watford 1 in the Premier League. It's 2-0 to Carlisle in the FA Cup. Our main commentary game here tonight. It's a Dulwich throw-in, almost in line with the Carlisle penalty area on the left-hand side. Ball back to Christian Smith, who's just been booked, remember. Now the number 5, Olu. And Olalu now. And now a chance now for McCoy, who hit the bar earlier on, hit the top of the crossbar with a rasping shot, cutting from the right-hand channel. Ball out of play, and I'm just seeing an advert for Viagra, would you believe? How the football authorities have allowed an advert for Viagra to come out on television, I do not know. I think it could be Viagra Connect or something or other, but I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, apparently it's available without prescription. It's amazing where they get these advertising boards from and what products they'll promote at a football match, even on national television. Anyway, back to the game. We're in the last couple of minutes of the first half. It's Dulwich 0, Carlisle 2 in the FA Cup. And here's a chance now. Oh, good football again. Shot comes in and a good effort there by Moncana that deflects wide. And Dulwich deserves so much better than what they've had in this first half. Good left-footed drive. Got a deflection. It just went the wrong side of the post. And behind for a corner. FA Cup first round, of course. The first time we've ever covered a first round commentary here. And at the moment, Dulwich giving a good account of themselves, but find themselves 2-0 down here in this FA Cup tie. As the ball played into the penalty area there by Dominic Vose. He'll get a second chance and insert himself there in trying to make a challenge on the near side. And now here's Thomas winning possession of Dempsey now. And here come Carlisle now on the break. And here's a chance now for McCurdy. He just loses his footing there on the greasy service. We're inside the final minute of the normal time here at Dulwich. Of course, we'll take a 10-minute breather. And I'll listen along to what Cameron Carney's got to say at half-time. Wherever she goes, we follow her with her. As McCurdy there. She was at Wolves last night. And she's here tonight as well. Look at that. That's bad skill there from McCurdy. Just as well that Carlisle are 2 up at this stage of the competition, aren't they? And a free kick anyway. He gave away a free kick as well, as it turns out. And a free kick to Carlisle as the free kick comes in now. We've got about just 10 seconds before the fourth official puts his board up to give us what will be given. And Chichester are going to be live for the draw at 7 o'clock. We'll bring you that draw hopefully on Monday night. If not, we'll certainly bring you news of it. And we'll bring you a second round game from the competition as well next month, of course, December time as well. There's replays as well that surely will have to be played. And we hope to bring you some of those as well. Well, we've got 2 added minutes, for which we've had 30 seconds of at the end of the first half. And, well, it's a head scratcher for Gavin Rose because his side really for 45 minutes or so tonight have really given a terrific account of themselves. unfortunately, they've been susceptible to the counter-attack, and Carlisle have been lightning quick on the counter-attack and really taken full advantage of it, and have scored 2 cracking goals on the break. And Alamola got the first, of course, and McCurdy got the second one. And here is number 3, Nathan Smith now. Finds Vose on the left-hand side. Now Meccano. He's shown some real promise in the first half. Good cross in. Oh, and almost an own goal. Almost an own goal by Brandthwaite. And that could have been a real catastrophic moment for Carlisle right at the end of the first half if he'd scored an own goal. So thankfully, Colin had the post covered. Otherwise, that would have been real travesty there for Carlisle, and Dulwich might have been back in business. They still might from this corner, however. Ball into the penalty area. Header won, but it was won by a Carlisle head, I think. 20 seconds of stoppage time still to play. And, well, good defending there by the number 5, Olu, who just knocks the ball out of play and out the ground. That's one for the blooper tape. If the TV cameras have caught the advert you said before in question, well, they certainly did. You can't miss it. It's on those LED advertising boards. Anyway, we've now played the 2 minutes, and referee James Oldham brings the first half to a close, to a conclusion. And it's so far so good for Carlisle, who have really been under the cosh for most of the first half. Dulwich certainly dominated proceedings and had 2 or 3 great chances. They even hit the bar with one effort that hit the bar from McCoy. But apart from that, they have been caught on the break a couple of times. Olamola with the first goal after 8 minutes, and McCurdy with the second one after 37 minutes. And a lot of work for Gavin Rose, the manager, to do at half-time. He's got probably the mother of all half-time team talks. It's probably a lot easier for Stephen Presley in the Carlisle dressing room at the moment, but Dulwich have given a real good account of themselves, but find themselves 2 goals down at half-time. I think we can actually hear from... Are we going to hear from... Well, they find themselves 2 goals down at the break. And in fact, let's hear from Gavin Wells now. He's talking with the BBC Dan Walker.
We might have done a little bit better. They've gone forward 2 or 3 times and scored 2 goals. And sometimes that's the clinical bit that we're missing at the moment.
And that early goal as well, Gavin.
Yeah, it's obviously it kills the boys a little bit, but I think they've been resilient. They've carried on going. They haven't let it get their heads down too much, and that's what they've got to do, you know.
So give us some cause for encouragement then for the second half. What were you telling the lads in there?
Continue, just basically in wide areas across the ball, with a bit more intent, and for our forwards to get across their centre halves a little bit more. Around the edge of the box, I think we've made some good passes and good combination play. Just I think our last shot ain't really the best, you know, so we can just work on that a little bit.
Okay, we'll let you go and have a word with it.
Thank you, Dan. And, well, there we are. That's the words of encouragement from the manager, who's got a very big half-time team talk to come now in the next 15 minutes. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Join us for the second half of this FA Cup tie coming up after this 10-minute break. It's not looking good for Dulwich Hamlet. They're 2 goals down at half-time. It's Carlisle leading by 2-0 at the break. 3 minutes have been added at Carrow Road. Incidentally, Norwich City 0, Watford 1. That's still a latest score. They're getting towards half-time there. But at half-time here at Champion Hill, it's Dulwich Hamlet 0, Carlisle 2. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back to Champion Hill for the second half of the FA Cup first round tie between Dulwich Hamlet and Carlisle United. Carlisle, of course, leading by 2-0. And we're back with you in the commentary box now for the second half. And Lewis again, please don't state the obvious. We were there. We take a 10-minute break every time I am on. Honestly, I have to rest the voice for 10 minutes and listen to what the pundits have to say, and then try and interact that into a commentary. It's hard to commentate on a 90-minute game. We brought you a half-time interview as well. Some people are never satisfied, are they? But we are back with you now live anyway for a full second half. And Carlisle will lead 2-0 in the green or light blue shirts. Very sort of a greenish blue shirt. Turquoise, in fact. Will get us underway on an all turquoise strip. And it's now Ronnie O'Sullivan 3, Neil Robertson 3 in the snooker. As we wait to get this second half underway. I don't think we've had any changes as yet. As we're waiting for Messrs Walker, Carney and Micah Richards to leave the field so that the referee can get this second half underway. James Oldham, the referee from Derbyshire. Thomas to get us underway then for Carlisle, who lead, as I say, 2-0 in those turquoise shirts, attacking the goal to our right, to our left, and it's going to be Dulwich now on the ball now with Vose now over to the far side, and here's McCarna did really well. Now, can he get a good cross in there? It's going to be a corner straight away for Dulwich, and they've started the second half very, very positively. Now, a goal here will give the non-leaguers some hope in terms of getting back into this game. Remember, if it's a draw after 90 minutes, it stays that way. We go to a replay at Brunton Park in a week and a half time should it end a draw. But at the moment, it's Carlisle on course for the second round draw on Monday. But as the corner comes in, it's a poor corner really. And here come Carlisle on the break, and it's a good run here by Olamola. Did really well, and he's found the ball back again. Olamola down the right hand side, 3 or 4 players waiting to wait for. Thomas lost his footing as he tried to retrieve the situation, and the ball just buzzing around a little bit, and the referee's blown for a Carlisle free kick. And the foul there by just trying to think of it, might have been number 4 there, Dempsey. So Dempsey has been penalised, and a free kick now is the call. Russ is back from his half-time interval, and he's ready to report back on the second half now. But he's never done the FA Cup final yet. I've done it 3 times and enjoyed every one of them. Carlisle now starting out with a free kick, and a good free kick too by Thomas, but it's easily going in there by Charlie Granger. Portsmouth have got a tricky little tie on later this weekend when they go up to Harrogate to play on that 3G pitch of theirs. And that will be an interesting one. Of course, if Harrogate did go up, they'd have to replace the 3G pitch, because the Football League don't allow sort of artificial pitches like the 3Gs. I think it's a good pitch though to play on. But here there's a chance now. Of course, coming into the penalty area. Well turned away again. I have to say the pitch looks in immaculate condition. It's not like the cup tie pitches of years gone by. If you hark back to 1972 and that punning of a pitch at Edgar Street when Hereford beat Newcastle 2-1 in the never-to-be-forgotten game. Ronnie Radford, Ricky George were the scorers, and a few others as well. It's just the magic of the FA Cup is there for all to see. Well, maybe the Europa final, Russ. Maybe a midweek final, the Europa final, perhaps. We're hoping to get Chris onto a final as well. I certainly want to do the FA Cup final. That is for sure. The Wembley finals, as Jeff Mellish is fouled there. The referee coming across. It's Mellish now will be lucky to escape a caution card here. Just a 1 yellow card, incidentally. That's Christian Smith in the book. So it's not been a dirty game by any stretch of the imagination. But Dulwich here have a chance. And it's their number 11, Jeffrey Moncana, who's going to take the free kick on the near side, the right-hand side. And if they can get one here, the non-leaguers, they've got a chance. Moncana with a free kick, and it's a good one, and it's in! It's in the right-hand corner! And they're back in it! It's 2-1 to Carlisle! And what a start to the second half it has been! And I think Smith got the header in, and Dulwich are back in the tie! It's Dulwich 1, Carlisle United 2, and Champion Hill erupts 2-1 as the free kick came in. What a delivery here by the number 11 Moncana, and what a header into the right hand corner by Christian Smith. It's a terrific header, and he's unmarked as well. Adam Cohen had no hope at all of saving that one. We have a cup tie here. It's Dulwich 1, Carlisle 2, and what a second half we've got ourselves now. And the view from the bench says it all. Dulwich are back in the game with 50 minutes gone. 5 minutes into the second half. Smith with the goal. Game on. Well, there we go. Carlisle supporters there with a Tesco bag on his head. He can't believe it. So... every little helps indeed. It's certain that goal has really helped Dulwich now, but it's a throw-in taken by Carlisle. For a moment then, that throw-in from Iredale almost caused 1 or 2 problems there in that Dulwich defence. Stephen Presley now is a man under pressure. His team were 2 up, and well, I wouldn't say they were comfortable because Dulwich were making good opportunities, but it was just a question of time before they got one back. This now has got a real cup tie feel to it. Airedale with a throw-in line with the penalty area. It's knocked back towards Mellish, who plays the ball in, but well taken there by Charlie Granger in the Dulwich goal, and he tries to get Moncana away. He's had a good match, this young lad. It really has been terrific, Jeffrey Moncana. And as we go into the 6th minute of the second half, this is a really good tie. And now here's a chance for Youssef. And Youssef making a good run. And sure, he was fouled there. And that's surely going to be a yellow card for Byron Webster. That was a very, very late challenge. And the referee, James Oldham, has got to book Webster for that. That was a cynical foul. The ball had gone. He took the man. And Dulwich have got themselves a free kick from 25 yards out, in a very dangerous position. And the tide is turning all of a sudden. Byron Webster, as I thought, has been booked. He's now got to watch a disciplinary tightrope now. And so too Carlisle, they're on a tightrope now. A goal here from Dulwich. And it's going to be a really good climax to the second half. What a cup tie. This is the true romance and the true flavour of the FA Cup competition. A 3-man committee. Number 8 throws over the free kick. Chapman number 7. And Youssef number 10. All want a piece of this. There's a 5-man Carlisle wall. And I don't think that wall looks sturdy enough because there's 2 tall players and 3 short ones. And that doesn't look promising. Just needs the delivery to be bob on by one of these 3, and who knows? It's 25 yards out to the left of the centre. It's Chapman with a free kick. Oh, and it's just wide of the left-hand post. Oh, what a good effort that might have been if he'd just got it down and on target. It's a terrific free kick, and I think Colin might have been struggling there if it had been on target and a bit more accurate. He just got too much whip on it, and it just trickles, flies wide of the left-hand post. It remains 2-1. Colin with the goal kick then for Carlisle, who, as I say, trail by 2-1 here against Dulwich. Oh, and I thought that was a foul throw there by McCurdy, and I have to say I don't think he threw that properly. He threw it against the player, but I think he tried to. Well, I think he conned the referee there. I felt that was a foul throw. It should have been a throw in the other way to Dulwich. And instead, Carlisle got to throw another throw under false pretences, in my opinion, anyway. Erdell with a throw into the penalty area. Heads go up, away by Mills, but still not away yet. And that's high praise indeed from Russ. There, I've got to tell you. 2-1. A stirring cup tie. And Chapman almost getting on the end of that ball. If he had taken possession and controlled it nicely and turned, I think he might have been in there for an equaliser. What a cup tie this is turning out to be here at Champion Hill. Dulwich Hamlet 1, Carlisle 2. Shot comes in. It's 3-1 to Carlisle. Mike Jones with the right foot from over 25 yards. And Carlisle silence Champion Hill once again. It's Dulwich 1, Carlisle 3. And what a strike that was from all of 25 yards, right foot. And Carlisle now restore their 2-goal cushion with almost 10 minutes of the second half played. And this was a magnificent goal from Mike Jones. Picks it up here and gets it infield, 25 yards out, and it goes like a rocket into the right-hand corner. It's a magnificent goal. Just curls away from Granger. It's a terrific goal. And, well, it's going to need another miracle. Dulwich now need to not let their heads drop. If they can get a second goal and make it a real grandstand finish, they're certainly capable of that. They've done it once, they can certainly do it again. And you just think at this point that if that free kick from Chapman had got in a couple of minutes beforehand, it might have been a different story, but it's going to be Carlisle at the moment. On course for the second round, rather. I'm getting my rounds mixed up then. Of course, Chichester, I've got to buy through, so there's always going to be one non-league team guaranteed a place in the second round. Of course, round 3, where the big boys come in, and if you can get a non-league team through there, and they get a Manchester United or a Liverpool in round 3, it's like winning the Euro. I mean, it's 8 times over for them. There's been a goal at Norwich. Russ has reported it's Andre Gray, the substitute, who scored. And it looks as if Watford are about to end their search for their first win of the season. Norwich, after a promising start, beating Newcastle, and Manchester City are now really, really struggling at the wrong end of the table. A real relegation battle at the moment. We're going to see a substitution. In the meantime, I think it's Carlisle, and it's going to be Nathan Thomas, who's going to come off. He's had a decent game. And we're going to see Zagaf come on now, number 28. And Stephen Presley thinking that maybe now with this time done and dusted, maybe now it's far from done and dusted, really. 57 minutes. JB man of the match is back on the scene. 65 minute will tell you how to vote, of course. I'm sure people don't need reminding as Zagaf gets his first touch now inside the... Oh, he doesn't actually. Now he does. Sagaf, left-hand side, plays the ball back, and here's Olamola. And it comes out to Jones again, who tries to repeat the dose by aiming for the left-hand corner this time, but can't kick the shot down this time. Again, right-footed. I tell you what, his first goal was certainly a contender for goal of the season. If Van der gone in, that would have been an even bigger contender. Doesn't half hit them well with the right foot, Mike Jones. Going over the top this time. Bit early yet on the man of the match vote for Needy, but we'll count it. We'll start the vote from here then. We'll start the vote from 58 minutes in then. So you've got a good half an hour to vote. Do what Panini's just done. JB MLTM, Jones, what a goal. So Mike Jones is our first candidate for a potential man of the match award. And whoever gets the most votes at the 90th minute wins our little supplementary man of the match competition. So has Andre Gray moved from Burnley then, or is he on loan? Andre Gray moved a couple of years ago for £18 million to Watford. Hence why we bought Chris Wood. Yeah, he's been at Watford now 2 or 3 years. Mike Jones is Russ's choice, so 2 votes for Mike Jones. In the snooker, it's Ronnie O'Sullivan 4, Neil Robertson 4 in the Champion of Champions. I think that's a best of 9, so if that is the case, they're going to a deciding frame, I think. Panini, just wrap that up for us. Is it a best of 9 game? If it's 4-4, then it must be a deciding frame there. 59 gone, free kick to Carlisle on the near side. 2-0 to Watford in the football, best of 11. So, yeah, 8 have been done, so it's going to be first to 6, I would have thought. As the ball comes into the area, oh, and it's been missed from, could you believe it, about 6 yards out. And it was easier to score than to miss. And, well, Carlisle should have been 4-1 up there. Webster, of all people. Left-hand corner of the 6-yard area. The goal was yawning. The goal was gaping. The flag stayed down. And that should have been 4-1 to Carlisle. Would have been tough on Dulwich, to be fair. But, well, at least Webster could afford to smile. As the ball is now issued back to Adam Cohen, who had no chance on the goal. But Dulwich scored in the end, and it was a goal from Christian Smith, of course, that put the scoreline for a few moments anyway to 2-1. And then that terrific 25-yard extra set from Mike Jones, really probably sealing the deal for Carlisle now. But yeah, it's going to be tough, and it's going to be a tough one now for Dulwich. Second round draw, incidentally, in case you did reminding, is on Monday night. And we'll bring you news of that draw as well. I might bring you a rerun of the draw on the Tuesday. And the ball down the right-hand channel there for number 10, Youssef, who showed really well glimpses of what he could do, but has just gone off the boil a little bit as the ball ricochets back off a defender to Adam Cohen in the Carlisle goal. Carlisle looking to get away from that danger zone at the foot of the League Two. There's about a cluster of a dozen clubs. Morecambe in big trouble in that division. I think, and there was their long-serving manager Jim Bentley to AFC Fylde as well. As the ball is played forward, and a chance here now. And, well, McKirdy just couldn't take the ball down. And now a long ball forward. And here is Iredale. Concedes the throw in. And now Dulwich have got about half an hour or so to try and pull this back. There's a Rowan Garrish umbrella. I've just noticed a Rowan Garrish boy. I think one of the Dulwich fans loves his tennis. As the ball played into the penalty area. Again, no one attacking it or gambling inside that 6-yard area for Dulwich. Again, a terrific cross, mind you, from Jeffrey Moncana, who's really been one of their shining lights on what could be a frustrating night. In fact, as you'll see, Danny Mills actually might have been offside as that ball comes in. Danny Mills, not to be confused of the former England right back, who's now a television pundit. Some really tasty ties coming up in the FA Cup. It should be a great competition as Iredale now comes forward. Now he finds number 28 Sagaf. Iredale to back to Sagaf on the left hand side for Carlisle. Carlisle, of course, you may remember 1999, 20 years ago. Let's wait a moment. Let's forget about the nostalgia chip because Carlisle, they've hit the post, I think. I think they might have cut the post. In fact, it wasn't. It was a terrific save from Granger, and it was McCurdy again turning away from Youssef there. Great football once again. Getting it onto that right foot it was, and it was going in the net. But for a magnificent piece of goalkeeping there by Charlie Granger, who really, in fairness to him, has not put a 1 foot wrong at all during the match. Corner kick to Carlisle, who lead this tie 3-1 with 63 and a half minutes almost gone. And here comes the corner from the far side. Into the area it goes. The goalkeeper came, flapped at it. And in the end, Dulwich managed to clear it down the right-hand channel. I was just about to come to that in a minute, Panini, actually, funnily enough. But we've got a break on here. It's Carlisle winning the ball back in the midfield. Now a chance now for Foles to pick the ball up. And the long ball forward, and it's well taken on the edge of the area. Yeah, 20 years ago this year, back in May, Jimmy Glass, who only played 3 games for Carlisle, would you believe, in that time. But in the third of them, he scored the winning goal in the 93rd minute to send Scarborough down at Carlisle, just to keep Carlisle up. I think it was at Scarborough's expense. And they thought they'd done enough to stay up. And, yes, you could have heard a pin drop at the McCain Stadium that night, that day when Jimmy Glass scored. A few draws dropped down there, and of course what happened to Scarborough was catastrophic for the club. Off! The ball was knocked back towards the goalkeeper Cohen, and there was a Dulwich player closing in on him like lightning, grease lightning there. But now, anyway, here's Carlisle on the break, looking to wrap it up with a 4. 65 minutes almost gone. And here's Geffin Jones. Geffin Jones's cross, and it's out of play. In fact, out of the ground. Ha! Goal kick. 65 gone. Just to remind you, it's Dulwich 1, Carlisle United 3, and we're going to see a double change for Dulwich. Off comes the number 11 Moncana, who's certainly been one of the better players for them on the evening. And on in his place comes number 17 Clunis. So Clunis is on for Carlisle. And the other substitution is number 10 Ade Youssef. He's coming off now. And off comes Yakimi, I think is how you pronounce it. So who says, I thought you were going to sing it then to Sergeant Pepper. It was 20 years ago in May. Yes, quite so. Meanwhile, Cantwell and Dimich on for Bueda and Stipperman. Norwich subs, but it's still 2-0 to Watford. And it's 4-4 in the snooker champions as champions at Coventry between Ronnie O'Sullivan and Australia's Neil Robertson. Meanwhile, here's Nathan Smith now for Dulwich Hamlet. Smith with a good cross in from the left-hand side. And out go the heads once again. The ball might break in there. And it just won't break. Wouldn't break for the substitute. Clunis there. He really had an opportunity now. McCurdy to bring it away for Carlisle United, who lead by 3-1 with 66.5 minutes gone. He gets the ball down the line and the flag has stayed down. This could be real trouble here now. They've committed so many men forward. It's unreal as the ball hits back across and turned out. I think it's going to be a goal kick, is it? No, corner kick. Off a defender, I think, last. Well, whatever happens tonight, it is a goal kick in actual fact, so that has been cleared up. McCurdy's had a good game. Oh, there we are, pink girl's wig, won by a man. Who would have thought it? And a few little decorative things there to boot. This is what we like about the Cup days. You can get dressed up, fancy dressed, and everyone enjoys the occasion. If you're a small-time club like Dulwich Hamlet are, and you've got a league side coming to town, and you're on television, national television, of course, terrestrial TV, it's a real opportunity for the club to be in the shop window as Marvin McCoy manages to run the ball out and manages to escape being collided with the camera. Man of the match, Mr. Blue Peter. I think she's referring to Geffin Jones. McCurdy, that's changed now. So we've got a 3-way tie now for man of the match. McCurdy of Carlisle is now here versus man of the match. So we've got Geffin Jones, McCurdy, and now we've got who was the other one? Mike Jones. That was Panini's choice. You've got a good 23 minutes still to vote. We've had 68 minutes gone, and now a chance now. A little bit of Harry Carey, and that's a foul there from Webster. But remember, it's already been booked. Oh, he's giving it the other way. He's giving it the other way. I find that amazing. I find that absolutely amazing. I thought that was a free kick against Carlisle. If he's giving it against Dulwich there, then that's a poor decision. Webster's got away with it there, if that's the case. Look at him. He's tangling there. I think that's a foul on the number 9. I don't think... he's going down. He's been pushed down, and then he's tripped up Webster. And in my opinion, that should have been a Carlisle free. That should have been a Dulwich free kick, but he's giving it the other way. I'm a little bit surprised about that. Never mind. Anyway, it's still 3-1 to Carlisle in any case. Free kick taken by Adam Collin. Headed back with interest again. Chapman with the overhead kick through the middle. Webster to hook it out. There's been a red card again, and it's gone to a Watford player this time. We had several red cards in our reports in Europe last night. We've got another red card to report. Christian Cabazelli has been sent off, and we've had 66 minutes at Carrow Road. Norwich City 0, Watford 2. So Watford 2 goals clear, but down to 10 men. And apparently it was a deserved red card according to Russ, who's never wrong in these sort of situations. Oh, by the way, Russ, when you come back from Norfolk, bring us back a jar of Coleman's mustard, won't you? And send my love to Alan Partridge as well. Right. Or my regards, rather, to Alan Partridge. Anyway, enough about the Norwich-based Alan Partridge stuff. As and a chance inside the 6-yard area for the substitute for the substitute Kunis. I'll try, says Russ. As we just see Kunis there, just having it wide with his right foot there. Good football again. This time Nathan Smith with the cross and turn wide. Around about 7 or 8 yards out. 20 minutes to go. You want me to send you regards to Delia Smith? Yes. Tell her that the Bachelor Staff cooking is a lot better than her shows. Anyway, back to the serious business of football. And here comes number 7 here, Chapman. Chapman with a shot. Oh, well held by Colin. Chapman hit that terrifically well with his right foot. Just probably hit a little bit too tamely there, but well held. That's more encouragement for Gary Rose's side. He shakes off the advancing Mike Jones here. Twists in turn, a nice little Cruyff turn. Gets his right footer shot off. But it's well held by the goalkeeper. Did magnificently well. Still remains 3-1 to Carlisle, but it's still a very, very tight and still a very, very good cup tie despite all that. And look at the attempts there. 10 for Dulwich, 13 for Carlisle. So it's not been a bad game. And shots on target, Dulwich have had 2 on target. 1 has gone in the net. 5 to Carlisle. 3 of them have gone in the net. And it's a night, even when we've got a dog in the crowd here tonight. And he's having a good, or he or she, could be a she-dog, having a good little go on there. He's probably thinking, this football's a bit boring. This game has been far from dull, I can tell you. 3 kick has been flooded in from Carlisle. Now Chapman trying to turn as he clears away for Carlisle, for Dulwich I should say. Ball bouncing around on the edge of the Dulwich penalty area. Still 3-1 to Carlisle if you joined us late. And here come Carlisle again, down the right-hand side. Lovely football again into the penalty area. Good cross there. And Alamola with a fantastic little cross there. He got the first goal. Then McCurdy got the second goal. Someone's gone behind the wall to chat. If you can't get a ticket, I suppose you've just got to sneak. You're just going to find a little box and peep over the wall. Every viewing point in the stadium taken. Not even standing room only as this ball comes into the penalty area. The header was won on the edge of the 6-yard box there by John Mellish. And it's gone behind for a goal kick to Dulwich. 73 minutes gone, 17 to play. Will Hughes apparently should have been sent off for Watford. Apparently there was a push, but only booked, and Delafair off. And Adrian Mariappa, who's been around in these parts now for a long, long time. Crystal Palace and now Watford. He's now on for the final 20 minutes of this of the game in the Premier League. It's going to be a great result for Watford. Despite the fact that they've been down to 10 men for a decent portion of it now. In the FA Cup, it's been 2 yellow cards. That's all we've had as regards discipline anyway. And it's been a clean game. And a little bit of a battle going on the far side involving... Well, it's a free kick anyway. A real opportunity now. It's the number 19 that was dangling there. And I'm just going to check who that actually is, incidentally. But it is a free kick now for Dulwich Hamlet. And is there going to be, with 15 minutes to play, a second half finish to remember here? As the ball is flicked in there towards the 6-yard area and the headers were up, and I think it might have been number 9 again, Danny Mills with the header. Yeah, Hakimi is on. So I just want to... I better write this down actually. I've lost my pen. But it's Hakimi who won the free kick. Hakimi, I should say. Akiyemi, sorry. We'll get the pronunciation correct at some point. Just to remind you that if Dulwich were to score twice now in the remaining 15 minutes, the game would end a draw after 90 minutes, and that would be that. Unless we, and that would then we would go on to the 3-point at Brunton Park should there be the requirement for one, as Iredale knocks the ball out of play on the near side. There's a few Dulwich Hamlet fans who have got head in their hands, or maybe freezing cold, I don't know. 11 attempts each at Carrow Road. Norwich 5, Watford 2 on target. Sue says, it almost baffles me when referees do this sort of thing. They see a clear and obvious foul and give it the other way. Well, this game obviously doesn't need VAR. We haven't got VAR in operation, which is actually quite a refreshing change, because we actually have a nice little debate rather than talk about that ugly thing that's VAR. I was an advocate for it at the start, but I don't think it's the technology that's the problem. It's the people that are using it, I think, who are the problem, the officials themselves. Of course, we might have to talk about VAR on Sunday in our next commentary game, because it's Liverpool against Manchester City, and what a game that promises to be. Meanwhile, in the Cup, a left-footed effort there from Ben Chapman, well repelled by Adam Cohen, who just lets the ball roll straight to him. Tame effort, really, from Chapman. Must have been a roll of 35 yards, 25 yards as he struck it. Didn't strike it with any great conviction with his left foot, and it was an easy save in the end for goalkeeper Adam Cohen. Still 3-1 to Carlisle, the league side, who are 45 places above Dulwich in the English football pyramid. 16th in National League South, Dulwich, against 19th in League 2, Carlisle, fighting a little bit of a relegation scrap in that bottom basement football league division. Carlisle, a top flight club as recently as 1975, of course. Spent one season there. There's a player gone down in the midst of all that. It's not a head injury, so Dulwich are well within their rights to play on. And everyone's back on their feet again. 13 minutes to play. Still 1-0. Still 3-1 to Carlisle. Sorry. Here's Granger, who's had little or no chance on the 3 goals that have gone shooting past him. And here come Carlisle now, looking for another one. And the ball played in. That's a good challenge. In fact, a great interception by Olu, who did really well there as that through ball was going forward. It looked as if Carlisle were in again, but again, as I said, good defended. Long ball forward, again headed away, this time by John Mellish. And cleared away once again. Still 3-1. Here's Ben Chapman again. He's gone to the far side this time. Chapman's cross. It will go out. Was it for a throw-in? It's a throw-in. And Chapman gets on with it quickly as he has to at this stage of the game. Nathan Smith picks the ball up. Chapman takes over on the far side. 11 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Dulwich 1, Carlisle 3 in the FA Cup first round. A free kick to Dulwich. And now a real opportunity now. Barrow, the neighbours of Carlisle, could be back in the league if they keep playing the way they are in the conference. Been voted out in 1972, of course. We're going to see a change for Carlisle, and it's Ollie Muller who's going to come off for the Cumbrians. Jogging it off. He can actually go off at any point on the field now. That's a new law change. And number 25, Loft, is going to come on to replace him now. So another change for Carlisle. As we come towards the business end, Ollie Muller has had a good game. Took his goal well. Still a three-way tie for man of the match. Free kick. Oh, and another header one. This time it was Smith in there. But again, the header was very tame, and it was an easy take for Adam Cohen to just grab hold of and just play out a bit of time. Ronnie O'Sullivan having trailed 4 frames to 3. It's now 5-4 in front in the Championship Champions snooker tournament at Coventry. That's going to be a terrific ending there. But wait a moment. Here's a chance now. Can they pull it back, Dulwich? Oh, what a shame that Kunis couldn't hook the ball back. I don't think the angle was there for a right-footed shot. He caught the shot all badly wrong. And in the end, it goes away for the goal kick. It's just one of those nights where it just isn't going to be their night, I'm afraid. But there you go. They've got nothing to be ashamed about. They have played terrific well. They played terrifically well, and I think they should be very proud of the way they've performed. And the club have made a lot of money, and that's going to help them in their development as a football club going forward. Oh, that's an horrible challenge. And I must say, Rose did not like that, and I'm not surprised. It was a stupid foul there by Loft, who's just come on the field, and he's going to get himself a caution card. There's no question about that from referee James Oldham of Derbyshire. That's a cynical foul, and I think Foes has got every right to vent his anger at him. A really stupid yellow card for Loft to give away. Ryan Loughlin in the referee's notepad, and he's just come on the field literally 2 minutes prior. It was a silly challenge. On another day, that could have been a red card. So the free kick into the penalty area it goes. Oh, there's a bit of climbing going on in there. And in fact, what's he giving there? I think he's giving a free kick to Carlisle. That's what he's given. In fact, an offside flag has gone up, I think. So a free kick it is to Carlisle for an offside decision. I'll tell you what, 82 minutes have been played, and I think we've had a really good game of football, that is for certain. And we've got a three-way tie for man of the match. And if it stays the same, we've got Geffin Jones, who's Sue's choice. We've got McCurdy, who's Russ's choice. And we've got Mike Jones, who's Panini's choice. So we've got some decisions to make. The man with the Tesco bag is still there with us. He won't be feeling too sad now if it turns out it is a Carlisle fan, because his team at the swing stand with just shy of 7 minutes to play for stoppage time are going to be in the hat for the second round draw, which takes place on Monday evening. Chichester, who are the lucky team that don't even have to kick a ball when they're in the second round draw, because they got to buy through, and only because Bury have been expelled from this year's FA Cup competition because of the situation they find themselves in. They were also expelled, of course, as you well know, from the Football League. And again, I don't want to cover all ground with that situation any longer. I've said what I needed to say 2 months ago on this issue, and the opinion on that is still not changed from then. And we carry on with this game now. 3-1. JB star of the game. The Tesco carrier pack. This is what the FA Cup's all about, Panini. I have got to agree with you. There's going to be some substitutions. Oh, dear me. Off comes Bridge. Off comes Bridge. And on comes Carroll. Oh, Panini, you crack me up, man. You crack me up. We're going to see number 16 now. Hunt, with a silent T, of course. Number 5, Richard Olu is going to come off. And they're getting a good reception here. The Dulwich Hamlet players, I have to say, have actually done themselves proud tonight. They've not let anyone down in there in the end. And I hope the supporters, regardless of the result tonight, give them a good clap and a good round of applause as they make their way off the field. Whatever happens, it looks as if it's going to be defeat for them. But I tell you what, they have really given Carlisle United a thorough examination here, even on their own patch tonight. It's been a brave support. Well, there we go. The ball back to Charlie Craig, who kicks forward again. Meanwhile, at Norwich, Lewis has been placed by Ferencic. It's still 2-0 to 10-man Watford at Norwich City. Not going to be a good night for the men from Norfolk. Famous for its mustard, Alan Partridge, Taylor the Century, and the Norfolk Broads. Dulwich Hamlet, though, first hosting and league team for the first time since the 1930s, and it could get even worse. Here's a chance for McKinney, and he gets his second, and Carlisle's fourth. McKinney now has scored twice, and there will be no doubt at all now that the Dulwich resistance is finally broken, and the tie is surely won with less than 5 minutes to spare. 4-1 to Carlisle. It was a terrific run to the left-hand side. A good left-footed shot across the goalkeeper, who again didn't have a chance. Of course, Dulwich having to understandably push men forward in the hope of trying to get back in the tie. But in the end, it's that man again. McKinney gets it onto his left foot and fires it across goal into the corner. And I think, Russ, he might have just, if it does go to a deciding vote, I think that might just tip the balance for me if it is a three-way tie, because I honestly think that's the way it is. But full credit to the Dulwich fans, waving their scarves. The Dulwich ultras, they're waving their scarves. They're not stopping supporting their team, even though they're tumbling out the FA Cup. But they've not gone out without a fight tonight. That is for sure. That's one positive aspect. They've played really well, and I don't think they deserve to be 4-1 down when you look at the overall picture and the stats and everything else. As the cross comes in into the area, can they get one back? Oh, I thought for a moment they did. It's a corner. Good ball in there from Chapman, just causing one or two flutters in that defence for Carlisle there. Corner to be taken by Chapman on the far side then. 3 minutes to go. Can Dulwich score another goal here? Give the scoreline that little bit more respectability. Here comes the corner. Chapman into the area. Oh, for a second I thought they might have just got it then. And that would have been a nice way to round off what's been a good night despite defeat for Dulwich. They've got a corner out of it though. The cross from Danny Mills off the defender. Mellish for a corner. It's been a cracking night of football here. Proper FA Cup fare. It's a throw-in, in fact, to be taken by number 17, Kunis. On the near side, right by the corner quadrant. It's back to number 8 here, Vose. Now Kunis. Chapman to Kunis down the right-hand side. Kunis is low ball. And the ball kicks from here. Can they get another one? They surely must. Yeah, no, they haven't. Oh, it's just gone wide. I thought for a moment the ball had gone in the net. But it's gone the other way round. And it's... I'm just trying to work out who it might have been. Danny Mills, I think. The ball went loose. It came to Mills here. And his shot was wide. I think the goalkeeper, in fact, may have had the post covered. If it had been on target, I think Colin would have got there and saved it anyway. But from the angle we saw it from, you could understand why I was a little bit excitable there. Because I want Dulwich to at least pour another goal back to really give the scoring a bit of respectability. They played really well. They played too well not to have 4 goals put past them. We're now into the last 70 seconds of normal time, or 65 seconds of normal time. We'll probably get 2, maybe 3 minutes. We won't get 12 minutes like we did at Molineux in the Europa game last night. That was unbelievable. I wonder what the news is on the player that was stricken that last night. It was a horrible injury, one of the most horrible things I've ever had to commentate as a football commentator. And 4 years ago, we've covered some great triumphs in football for both the teams. We covered disasters as well. We covered a sickening injury at Wolves last night. We covered the Leicester City sad death of the Leicester owner as well. And we've brought you a lot of happy and sad times in football on this channel in the last 4 years, and it's going strong now with 633 subscribers now. 100 subscribers or so added in the last 6 months, which has been a remarkable response to people that enjoy the commentaries. As we go into the final 5 seconds of normal time, we'll get a check from the 4th official here. We'll get some post-match interviews before 10 o'clock tonight, as we go into the closing stages of the game. And we're going to wrap this up. I think we're going to have to choose McKindy as man of the match. He gets my casting vote. McKindy is the man of the match. Harry McKindy is also the television man of the match as well. So he's actually won a double thing as we look to try and, as Dulwich trying to look for a way through. So the casting vote has been made. It was a 3-way tie between McKindy, Gethin Jones and Mike Jones. But McKindy, for his 2-goal blast and the way he's been playing, the way he's dominated the midfield for Carlisle, gets my deciding vote. And it's McKindy that wins our supplementary award, along with Kevin Kilban's vote for man of the match as well. He's chosen on the television for Harry McKindy. And he's been remarkable. So he's also the official FA Cup man of the match. Meanwhile, we're into the final seconds of the game now. A real chance now. Oh, he just kept his feet. Has the ball gone dead though? And that's he's out of the play, I'm afraid. Oh, Kunis just couldn't keep his feet and the ball went dead behind the byline. That was an unfortunate moment there. Just for a moment, they might have just got one back and just made that scoreline a little bit more respectable. As we go into the final 90 seconds of stoppage time, we have half the stoppage time. We're into 3 added minutes incidentally, for which we've had 1.5 of the 3. And, well, it remains 4-1 to Carlisle. 16th in League 2 as they stand. Played 16th place. For a long time now in this game, you want to know who were the league side and who were the non-league side. It was a close run thing, but that extra bit of league now is just told in the end. But it's a tough one for Dulwich as regards to scoreline and the stats to take. And now can they? Let's see if they can do it. The last minute of stoppage time, 45 seconds to play. Can they get a second one? Boy, to the far post. Oh, I just thought they might have just nicked one there. And that would have been a nice way to end what will be ultimately a defeat. But it would have been a nice way to end what's been a remarkable night, regardless of whether they won, lost or drew. They've certainly done themselves proud in front of a big television audience here tonight. That have been watching at home. A big crowd of 3,000. They've been getting gates here actually in the last few weeks of excess of 1,000 people. As we go into the last few seconds here with Vos now. Last chance to see if they can pour a second goal back. I think they've deserved at least another goal for their efforts. Oh, the through ball well cut out. Carlisle should bring it away. We've played the 3 minutes and there will be no more. Carlisle are through to the second round of the FA Cup, sponsored by the Emirates Airline. Stephen Presley won the cup in Scotland. is on the road to Wembley this year in the English FA Cup. They've won by 4-1. Goals from Olamola, Mike Jones, and 2 goals for Harry McKindy, our man of the match, sealing the deal. For Presley's side. But I have to say, well played, Gavin Rose's Dulwich Hamlet. They gave, for a good 65 minutes tonight, they gave a real account of themselves. Got back into it for a terrific headed goal by Christian Smith, which really put them back in contention for a little while before that 25-yard bullet from Mike Jones practically sealed the deal there. We'll try and get some reaction. The Dulwich boys have enjoyed it. It's ended in defeat for them. Gallant defeat in the end, because Carlisle have won by 4-1 in the end. And they're getting a good standing ovation, the Dulwich guys. And the ultras, well, they're still waving their scarves and still cheering their team right to the bitter end. And, well, McCurdy has found a fan in the stand there. He's hugged. Stephen Presley applauding the 500 or so Cumbrians who have made the arduous 700-mile round journey from here to London and back. They've got a long trip ahead, but it'll feel like a good trip for them. 4-1 winners. And let's hear from Stephen Presley, who's talking to Dan Walker.
You got that, really good job done. Yeah, but we can't take anything away from Dulwich. They were everything and more than, in terms of what we expected. They put us under a lot of pressure. We had to defend the basics of the game very well, which I thought we did. And we always looked a real threat on the counter-attack. So, it's a really professional job for ourselves, but full credit to Dulwich tonight.
Let's walk with you towards the dressing room, because you got that really important early goal. I don't know if you noticed that Mike Jones, someone changed his Wikipedia page this week to say that he played for Juventus, and that was quite some finish, wasn't it, for 3-1?
Well, it was a really important goal for ourselves, because we spoke at half-time about the importance of the opening 10 minutes in the second half and not to give Dulwich any encouragement. And to be fair, they got the encouragement, so it took a terrific goal from Mike to settle us back down. So it was a big moment in the game.
Congratulations, we'll see you in round 2. Have a safe trip home. We're going to go speak as well. So that's Stephen Presley, the Carlisle manager. He said before the game what he did.
Well, that was Stephen Presley, as Dan was saying. Don't forget, Panini's on tomorrow. He'll be the man for your commentary. But let's just hear from the man of the match as well. Dan Walker's got him as well, and alongside him, Micah Richards and, of course, Karen Carney. Let's hear from the man of the match.
What's your take on tonight? So the way you celebrated the 4th goal, you see that meant a lot to you, but overall it was a really good job done, wasn't it, by your boys?
Yeah, the boys did well. They came out strong, and we knew exactly what we were going to get. The gaffer spoke about it all week, and it's just to stay strong, and we knew if we did what we can do, we'd beat them, and I'm glad we did that.
Let's have a look at some of the stuff that you did and worked well for Carlisle tonight, because you're involved in most of the goals this evening. I know Micah wants to get involved in this as well, because basically he was talking you up quite a bit before the game, weren't you, Micah?
Yeah, I talked you up massively, and you've been produced for me today. I talked about your movement in the first and the first half, and you followed it all the way through. Obviously, I've seen you play, so a lot of people here tonight have not really seen you play, so I'm so glad that you got to perform on the big stage, because I know you're going through a little bit of a difficult run within the league, but this will do enormous confidence for the boys.
Yeah, we went for a bad run, and then that's 2 wins on the bounce from the point before, so we know what this league's like. If we can just keep winning games and get a bit of momentum, then we'll be fine.
Give us a word about Dulwich Hamlet tonight, because 3,500 fans in here, and they were desperate, dreaming of an upset. You come here knowing you want to make sure you go home not being another one of those teams who's been knocked out by a non-leaguer in the FA Cup.
Yeah, I'm not sure they wanted to win, or they were just obsessed with my shorts. I don't know what's wrong with them. I've never seen shorts before.
They are quite high, and you've got a bit of Jack Grealish shin pads going on as well.
Nah, just to get the legs out.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Did you mean the Mex?
Yeah, I'm on me. He's trained with us a lot of Saturdays, he knows. I never did it to Meeks, but he knows.
Yeah, well played.
Cheers, mate.
The celebration, what was the sort of bow and arrow in the corner? What was that all about?
I'm not sure. On pro clubs, my guy just shoots, so I just thought I'd do it.
Congratulations, thank you very much. Man of the match, well played. Enjoy the trip home as well. Really good to talk to you.
Congrats,
Thank you very much. Now,
Oh dear me. Didn't think they were going to go away there. So there we go. The man of the match picked up the award. Terrific performance. But in the end, a terrific performance by Carlisle. They had to do it. We've got another interview now to pick up. In fact, we've got two of them. Let's hear from them now. Number 8, Bose. And let's hear from him as well.
We said at half time that staying in for the first 15, and then anything can happen. If we can get a goal, great, but try not to be out of sight after 15. We did that, and then luckily they scored a wonder goal.
You had a good view of that wonder goal as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I know him. I know Jonah. He's a good player, man. He's got that in the locker, so hats off to him.
Talk just about this week, Christian. The build up to the game, the sort of hopes and dreams. Your manager was talking about it beforehand. There's so many fans over here who are still screaming your names. They've had a great night. I know you wanted it to be a different result, but talk to us about the build up to this first round of the FA Cup.
To be honest, it's not really been too different to normal. We're in an extra day training, but we built up as we normally do. Went through our set pieces and stuff, and we came to the game with a plan. Tonight it didn't come off, but we move on.
Let's have a look at your goal, because at this point at the start of the second half, you're shaking your head.
Because he said he's a goal for it, innit? And he's a goal for it, innit? And he claims it.
I'll set the time on the danger, man.
4 and 5. 4 and 5.
He did better celebrate. He just ran back and tried to get the next goal. But I don't normally celebrate. It's a beautiful header, though. Yeah, I've scored a few recently, so
Massive head.
Celebrations are getting a bit better.
What did you think at that point at 2-1?
I felt we had a good chance to get into the game, back into it. I think we was cup to win the game. As I said, Jonah scored a screamer. It's deflating. I think, but throughout the night, I think we was good, man. Good quality. There was better in the boxes, I guess. But it happens, man. It happens.
And give us a word about the fans as well, because you're 4-1 down, and they were still singing your name and enjoying what's been a great night. I know a night that they were dreaming of getting into that second round for the first time in their history, but look at that. That's a fantastic atmosphere in here tonight.
Yeah, credit to them. They came out their numbers today. Even in league games, to be fair to them, they do come out in big numbers and give us great support. So we can only thank them for that.
Thank you very much, fellas. Lovely to talk to you both.
Thank you very much indeed. And in fact, we're going to give now we're going to hear from the manager now, Gavin Rose. He's again talking to Dan and to Micah and to Karen.
We spoke to you at half time and you wanted a bit more for the players, and you certainly got that, didn't you, in the second half?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought we were brave. We tried to have a go at the game. We lacked quality in the last third, if we're being honest. Crossing and our last pass and stuff like that. Maybe the emotion of the game probably got the better of the boys at times. I thought they managed the game quite well. They stayed compact and hit us on the break a few times, which is expected of a league club.
That's what you get when you play a league club, isn't it?
Of course. But if the boys learn something from it, I will learn something from it, and I hope the boys learn something from it as well.
And also, I suppose the plans for the future, when you think about where you've come in the last 10 years, you don't want to be another 21 years getting to this stage of the competition.
No, I hope I enjoyed the night, and I hope the boys enjoy it, and we work even harder for more nights like this, you know.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Real pleasure, and thank you for having us as well. Enjoy the rest of.
Yeah, thank you as well for hosting us as well, Dulwich, and nice little handshake there to Karen Carney and Michael Richards there. But real true flavour of the FA Cup, the first round. It was a great atmosphere, terrific game of football, very much enjoyable. The final score has just gone flash through against Carroll Road. It's finished Norwich City 0, Watford 2. Norwich 10-man Watford getting their first victory of the season. Don't forget, Panini will be on tomorrow on his channel. Nottingham Forest against Derby, the lunchtime kickoff on that one. Go to his channel, watch his listen to his game at around about midday. Thank you very much, Panini. Good night to you. And yes, we'll be on the air. We'll be on the air around about 4 o'clock for build-up of the big game. Liverpool take on Manchester City in the Premier League. Of course, we'll keep you abreast of all the other Premier League and FA Cup scores on the day as well. Some great cup ties to come over the weekend as well. But the big one is Liverpool against Manchester City. And what a game that really does promise to be. We'll be at Anfield Hope you can join us for them. Sue says Dan Walker should stick to sport and be next off the BBC breakfast. He might be great at the sports interviews, but he's such a bad presenter. I think that's what she's trying to say. But there's no protest going on at the ground. It's been a really atmospheric night. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage anyway of the FA Cup. It's Carlisle will go through, but let's finish with the plucky non-leaguers. They may be 16th in the National League South, and they may have been playing 19th in League 2, and there was 45 league places and 2 leagues between the two of them. But I've got to say, Dulwich Hamlet, we take your hats off to you because you were fantastic. You may have lost 4-1, but you've won a lot of hearts and a lot of praise with the public today. You've done a magnificent job and a great advert for you, and a few quid going in the coffers can only be a good thing. I hope you've enjoyed our commentary. We'll see you, as I say, on Sunday for the big one, the Premier League commentary between Liverpool and Manchester City. What a match that promises to be at Anfield, and I can't wait to bring that one to you. It's going to be some game, I can tell you. Anyway, from Dulwich, from me, JB, have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you at 4 o'clock sharp on Sunday for the big one. Until then, from me, JB, take care. Don't forget to tune in to Nottingham Forest Derby on Panini's channel tomorrow. Till then, though, take care and have a great Friday night. Good night.